Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're into massive V-twins, thunderous torque, and bold cruiser styling, then today's video is going to knock your boots off. We're diving deep into the return of a legend, the 2025 Kawasaki Vulcan 2000. Yes, it's back, it's bolder, and it's badder than ever. This isn't just another cruiser, it's the muscle-bound Titan reborn for the modern era. The return of a giant. Back in the early 2000s, Kawasaki shocked the cruiser world with the Vulcan 2000. It was the biggest V-twin in production, a monstrous 2,053 cubic centimeters engine, unmatched torque, and aggressive styling that made Harley riders turn their heads. But after a decade-long slumber, Kawasaki has finally answered the prayers of die-hard fans. The 2025 Kawasaki Vulcan 2000 is not just a reboot, it's a full resurrection with new tech, a modern design philosophy, and performance updates that breathe new life into the classic bruiser. Design. Let's start with the design. The new Vulcan 2000 strikes a perfect balance between retro muscle and modern minimalism. Kawasaki has kept the core silhouette of the original, long, low, and muscular, but refined the edges for a sleeker look. The tank is sculpted, with subtle lines flowing into a one-piece saddle that screams road trip comfort. Chrome accents are back but used with restraint. You've got a blacked-out frame, matte options for the engine casings, and optional LED accent lighting that gives it a custom-built feel. The massive front fork, chunky tires, and iconic dual headlights are all still here, just sharpened up for a 2025 aesthetic. It's a cruiser that looks as powerful as it feels. Engine and performance. Under the tank, Kawasaki has stayed true to the Vulcan's roots, a massive 2,053 cubic centimeters fuel-injected V-twin. But don't mistake this for a copy-paste job from 2009. This is a refined and re-engineered version with modern emissions compliance, ride-by-wire throttle, and new ECU tuning. What does that mean? You're still getting that raw, thunderous torque, around 140 lb-ft at 2,800 rpm, but now with smoother delivery, better fuel efficiency, and a more responsive throttle. Horsepower clocks in at about 110 horsepower, which might not sound like a sport bike figure, but trust me, the way this torque hits, it moves mountains. This is a bike that pulls like a freight train in every gear. The sound, the rumble, the low-end grunt, it's everything you remember and more. Ride and handling. Despite its size and weight, coming in at around 880 pounds wet, the Vulcan 2000 isn't a wallowing beast. Kawasaki has worked hard to refine the chassis and suspension for a better ride. The 2025 model features KYB 49mm front forks and an upgraded rear monoshock with preload and rebound adjustment. The result? Surprisingly smooth ride quality, whether you're cruising down the freeway or navigating city traffic. And for the first time ever on a Vulcan, traction control, ABS, and even cruise control come standard. There's also an optional riding mode system with Touring, Sport, and Rain presets, altering throttle response and traction sensitivity. Handling is composed, stable, and shockingly nimble for something this heavy. You won't be carving canyons, but for long-distance touring or boulevard cruising, this thing is a dream. Tech and features. Kawasaki has finally brought the Vulcan into the 21st century with a tech suite that rivals its competitors. At the heart of the cockpit is a 4.3-inch TFT display, fully customizable and Bluetooth-ready. You can sync your phone for calls, music, and navigation through the Kawasaki Radiology app. The display switches themes depending on riding mode, and shows everything from tire pressure to lean angle. There's also a keyless ignition system, full LED lighting, USB-C charging port, heated grips, and an optional quickshifter, yes, even on a cruiser this size. And for those planning long hauls, you'll appreciate the 7.5-gallon tank, offering well over 200 miles of range, depending on your throttle habits. Sound. The stock exhaust has been carefully tuned to meet emissions while still delivering that deep, baritone growl the Vulcan was famous for. At idle, it's a steady thump. On throttle, it bellows. And on downshifts? It crackles and rumbles in the most satisfying way. For those who want to go louder, Kawasaki is working with aftermarket partners to offer bolt-on performance exhausts, including Vance and Hines and Akrapovic, so you can tune your soundtrack to your liking. Comfort and ergonomics. Comfort is king on the 2025 Vulcan 2000. The seat height is a manageable 26.8 inches, and the riding position is classic cruiser, feet forward, bars wide, and seat deep. Kawasaki offers several seat options out of the factory, including touring, two-up, and solo performance saddles. There's even an optional touring pack with hard bags, a backrest, and a detachable windscreen for long-distance riders. Vibration is kept to a minimum thanks to rubber engine mounts and better balanced internals, while the handlebars are mounted on dampers for reduced fatigue. Whether you're out for a weekend ride or a multi-state road trip, this bike is made to keep you comfortable the entire way. Customization. Kawasaki knows that cruiser riders love to personalize, and they've leaned into that hard for 2025. The Vulcan 2000 comes with an expansive list of factory accessories, including custom mirrors and grips, billet aluminum foot controls, painted side covers and fenders, optional spoke wheels or solid mag designs, saddlebags, luggage racks, and crash bars. And since the frame is largely compatible with older aftermarket parts, the custom community is already buzzing. Kawasaki even teased a Vulcan Garage app that lets you digitally build your dream setup before ordering parts. Price and competition. The 2025 Kawasaki Vulcan 2000 starts at $17,999, which puts it squarely in competition with the Harley-Davidson Fat Boy, Indian Chief Dark Horse, and Yamaha Raider. But unlike most of its rivals, the Vulcan delivers more torque, a larger displacement engine, better tech integration, and arguably, a more aggressive look. Without pushing into the $20,000 plus zone unless you go fully loaded. For the price, it offers a ton of metal, muscle, and modernity. Who is this bike for? The Vulcan 2000 isn't for beginners. Let's be clear, it's a big, powerful machine that demands respect. But for experienced riders looking for an old-school cruiser with modern tech, brutal torque, and standout design, it's hard to beat. This is for the rider who wants to dominate the boulevard, eat up highway miles, and make a statement wherever they roll up. It's not a race bike. It's not trying to be Eurosleek. It's raw, real, and unapologetically American in its attitude, even if it hails from Japan. Final thoughts. The 2025 Kawasaki Vulcan 2000 is more than just a comeback, it's a statement. A 2-liter V-twin that refuses to go quietly into the night. Kawasaki has modernized it in all the right ways, without sacrificing what made it legendary in the first place. It's big, it's loud, it's loaded with torque. And it's everything a true cruiser should be. If you're in the market for a heavyweight that blends brute force with modern finesse, this might just be your next ride. That's it for today's deep dive into the 2025 Kawasaki Vulcan 2000. Let us know in the comments, what do you think of this monster comeback? Is it enough to sway you from Harley or Indian? Would you ride one? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss future reviews, test rides, and news from the world of two wheels. Thanks for watching, and as always, ride safe, ride hard, and keep the rubber side down.